Okay, you have a factoring brochure project that you're going to complete and it will count for a test grade. And in this assignment, the direction sheet will be handed out to you, but I just want to show you some examples visually of what your product should come out looking like, okay? First, you're going to be given a trifold. You're going to be given a paper that I need you to make a trifold. When you do this, you will have, let me show you the direction sheet right here. You will have your paper into thirds, such as this, and you're going to give me a cover on the front section. The cover on the front section is like what I just showed you here, where you've got something decorative on the outside, okay? Then you're going to give me a tutorial for each of your faces of your brochure. And in there, you're going to have greatest common factor on one fold, difference of squares, trinomials when your A is 1, and trinomials when your A is bigger than 1, and then 4 terms. I suggest you look back at your notes from the last unit so that you can remember how to explain these. Each of your topics must include the following: a title for whatever the factoring technique is, an explanation in your own words, and then give me 3 examples, okay? And I would love it if you can make sure that 2 of the examples include a GCF first. Your final product, y'all, it needs to be neat, organized, and accurate. Well, attractive to me as well. So let's flip through and see what these 3 things, or I'm sorry, not these 3 things, these 5 things look like. Because I remember I told you it was the greatest common factor fold. For the greatest common factor fold, see, that's when you open it up. You will see the greatest common factor at the top, written as the title. And then look under here. There are instructions and there are examples that have been worked out. The next thing on the list was difference of squares. Okay. That means I'm going to have a section. There it is. Okay. In the middle. This will be the portion in the middle where you have your title and your explanation, examples underneath. Now, the next one says trinomials. This is where I'm talking about a basic trinomial where the value of your A is 1. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look here. See how the value of my A is a 1? There's an invisible 1 right there. And then right here, when you get down to this one, the value of the A was 1. When your value of your A is 1, we call that just a basic trinomial. And if you recall, that was when we just had to do the X puzzle. And after you did the X puzzle, you get those numbers and write them down in parentheses. Now, the next example was right here. A trinomial. It's not basic because the value in front of the x squared is going to be bigger than 1. So, again, remember we had greatest common factor and we had the difference of squares in the middle. Okay. And then we had the basic trinomial on the side. When you fold this basic trinomial back, there is where you're going to put the 1 for the trinomial when A is greater than 1. And last is grouping. Grouping is when you have the 4 terms, and with those, let's see, here we go. You got to remember the title goes at the top of that fold, and then your instructions and examples, okay? I suggest you look online to help you come up with some example problems, or you can copy the example problems that are in the booklet. Again, this will count for a test grade.